Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another LEGO Train MOC showcase video on the channel. This is my fourth and final narrow gauge locomotive. Final for now. The narrow gauge era is in full swing, and having 4 is like the magic number for me, whilst 3 is the magic number for most things. Having a 4th, because, you know, why not? I think it's a nice thing. So, building narrow gauge has been very fun and very interesting, trying a different scale, learning new techniques, and I think this isn't the best way to round it out, it's got to be said. So it's in green, which is quite nice. It has light grey pieces, which is even nicer because I can save the black pieces for more professional builds. But I was building this after I built the P2, so the green parts were all spread out on the floor. I thought, no, let's just see what we can make. And I threw this together in about 2 hours. So not the best looking thing, but it works for now. At the front, we have no coupler, we have buffers instead. For me, an engine like this, because it's a tender engine, only looks good when it's pulling something. If you've got something being pushed or being pulled where it's coupled at the front, it just looks weird. I don't like it. The smoke box area is plenty small, and the boiler shows off as much green as possible. We have the 3x3 dish piece at the front, and 2 1x1 round bricks as the funnel. Nice and simple. The drive wheels, I'm going to have to take this off and tip this over now, are, okay, it's going to go all the way, fine. So the drive wheels are wheels I had left over from the P2 project. I bought 2 sets of 8 drivers at medium size. So these are medium sized drivers in case anybody is wondering. And these are from Big Ben Bricks. So these are not 3D printed, these are injection molded proper good wheels. Definitely having more favour with these because of the quality. The only problem is I have to wait a long time for them to arrive, and of course buying wheels for projects like this is very expensive. The front is a blind, the rear is a flange because it's all fixed to one base, and we have 2 pilot wheels at the front. Well, one on each side, that's how you refer it, so it's a 240. One thing I do like in particular about this 1x4 arch piece here, where it kind of houses the wheel. I love that. I didn't think it would fit, but it does, and that's something I want to try on future models, or even future modifications. I might go back to, I think I said this with the Blue Guardian, the double fairly. With these being added at the front, it's basically like the same as this, but there is enough space for this to be added, and I might give that a go. It's very tempting. But yes, using the light grey bricks definitely brings out more colour, more vibrance, a brighter looking model, something nicer to look at. Well, something nicer to look at, I say that, but there isn't really that much detail to this model. It's very square in the boiler, there isn't too much to look at on the sides. The windows are plenty big, which is quite nice. But inside the cab, we have our clone minifigure. I like this to be like official canon lore now. I bought 3 of these online just to have some more minifigures, but all of these are being used in my narrow gauge engines. So again, like the lore now for the railway is the narrow gauge railway just appeared, and all these same clone drivers are inside the engines for the narrow gauge, which I think is amusing to say the least. Just make sure that's on there and doesn't fall off. There we go. So yeah, wheels definitely go around. There's no cylinder connected. I think the Blue Guardian double fairly is going to be the only locomotive to have that design. And now we go to the tender, a small, simple tender. Nothing is inside because, well, you know what will be inside. It'll be coal and water. Maybe you would have like an oil tank. This would be an oil steamer. Are narrow gauge engines like more powered by coal or by oil? That'd be interesting to know. I didn't actually look that up before. That's something to do after I finish this episode. But one thing I do like about the tender, I'm going to have to tip it over again. 6 wheels! Yeah, 6 of them. 3 on each side. So yeah, this is the annoying thing. You can't put spacing between the wheels if you're going to have 6 wheels on your tender. Or for any narrow gauge build for that matter, because when it goes to a corner, it will derail straight away. It does not like it at all. Again, that was quite disappointing because I wanted to be able to space them and see what I can get away with. But yeah, it's all about learning the process. And now that I know I can only build them as close as that, it is quite a shame because future designs are out the window. But nonetheless, it's an interesting thing to know that I can actually apply a set of 6 wheels on one wheelbase. And there we go. Nice short video. That's good to know. Not screaming into... well, not screaming, but, you know, not blabbering on. This is an interesting build. I am happy that I made this, and in a way, I'm happy that it's simple. Because I was building this after I finished my P2, it was kind of weird. It's like, oh, all my creative juice has been drained because it's all been applied to the P2. I don't want to have to order more parts in to build this, so just get the parts out and see what we can make. And if you do throw something together and it turns out to be as simple as this, it's not a problem, it really isn't. So long as you're happy with how it looks, I mean, you're the one building it, so that's your choice ultimately. So, you know what, actually, I've got the other 3 narrow gauge engines behind me. Let's have a quick showcase of them all. Just making sure I don't knock anything over. There's Red Rocket. And here is Blue Guardian. Ah, yes, that looks spectacular. 4 narrow gauge locomotives. I, for one, am pleased that having them in different colours turned out to be a success. I do like the piston power on this one. I love the size as well. I love the steampunk style of this one. This one's close to my heart because it was my first narrow gauge locomotive. This is my first tender engine, and it looks so good. See them all together like this. Really, really happy. So, what's next? I know what's next. It's time to do the action video. Oh yes, I got the rest of the track here. It's gonna happen, and it might come out in a few days. We'll see what happens. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.